Good afternoon. This is Pam from Follow Your Brush. I've had an exciting week and I'm hoping you're here to take the journey with me. Thanks for watching and subscribing and liking and all the things that we do online and in my group. I'm excited because this was a great week. I got some new paints from A Gallo. These are handmade in Assisi, Italy. The pigments are gathered locally as far as in that general area. They grind them, they mix them, they mortar them all by hand. They have a honey based as well as some rosemary oil in the mix, and they're just a beautiful consistency and buttery. They only sell them once a month. This is their little beautiful hand-painted business card that came in the package. They sell them once a month because they are handmade, and they generally sell out within a few hours of coming online. And so this last time I just bought some little ones. I must admit, I have purchased full sets in the past, but this time I just got these little bitty ones, and I'll explain why in just a minute. I have gone ahead and swatched them in my color painter's diary, which I'm also enjoying. And so we're going to look at that closer in a minute. When they're shipped to you, just to get back to A Gallo for a minute, they come in these beautiful little boxes, and the paints, whoops, that's me dropping them, but they're in this little beautiful container, and each one, it has a hand-painted, hand-designed little cover. Isn't that pretty? So that's how they come to you. They're just gorgeous with this gold stamp on them. And I just love them. Each pan is individually wrapped with the color. You see that? The color of the pan. This one is raw sienna, and that came with this set. I got two sets this time. I got the Earth 6, and that's what this little wrapper is from. So you have to push them out of the wrapper. They are magnetic, as you can see here. And they're also marked on the side, the name of the color, and generally the pigment. I guess the pigment's on the wrapper. But they're magnetic, so they're gonna snap right in there. My cat, for some strange reason, loves these little paint wrappers. Whenever I get an order, he just goes crazy over these and plays with them for months, literally for months. I haven't bought any for a while. I bought some in 21 and 22, some larger sets. But since I am so getting into and enjoying my Art Toolkit, and I'm going to talk about that in a minute and how I've personalized it, I want to get these small ones so I can fit them in there as well. So let me give my cat his wrapper. I also want to show you each set, and if you do get a larger set, these also come with it. But this time they came separately because I got the sets of 6. They come with a nice synthetic brush, also made in Italy, and they're beautiful brushes. They work really well. This time, because they're small sets, they each came with a size 6, which will also fit nicely in my Art Toolkit. As you can see, I have already swatched them into my, let me show you the front again if you missed it last time. I'm on my last page already, actually. This is my painter's color diary, 9x12 by HG Art Concepts. 10 removable sheets with a thing in between. This is my Derwent graphic paint pan pocket set. some M. Grahams, Daniel Smith gouache, some A Gallos that I got in 2022, basic set 2022, and the natural collection in 2022. So I haven't bought these all at one time because this is some greens. They're a collection of greens. They are quite pricey because they are handmade from Italy. So I'm not expecting anyone to jump on the bandwagon and buy all these. And I bought them at different times. You see, this is dated September 22. This is their signature collection, which is a beautiful collection of colors. But this time, I went with the Essential 6, which is lemon yellow, permanent carmine, transparent cerulean, Indian yellow, vermilion red, ultramarine blue. Those are the cool colors. Then the Earth 6, I'm sorry, we have cool here, these three. And then these are the warm colors. That's in this set. So that, I have everything I need in this, technically, to make all kind of colors. Then in the Earth 6, I have raw sienna. I'm going to mispronounce this. Muralone. Green earth warm, verdaccio. Urolano red, burnt umber cypress. And then they sent me a dot card of Perylene maroon, which I swatched as well. Now, let me get to my art toolkit, because I told you I have loved this. I'm loving this immensely. I'm not at this time in the wintertime in a position to be doing plein air painting, and so I'm not going out. But fortunately or unfortunately, I've had a lot of doctor's appointments, so this has been accompanying me to waiting rooms, and believe me when I tell you, this is like a godsend. I love having this. Let me zoom out a little bit so you can see it more clearly. I love having this with me, just sitting in the doctor's office waiting to be seen, and you know that can take time. But I have personalized it since I spoke to y'all last. It comes with the spritzer, water brush, syringe to get water. I ordered 2 travel brushes from Rosemary and Company that Art Toolkit sells on their site. These are synthetic sables. Excellent, excellent, excellent brushes, as you would expect from, whoops, I gotta be careful getting that back in there. Rosemary and Company. My hands don't want to work today. Just dampen it a little bit. Actually, I'm just going to leave it out because I can't get it back together. And then they're wonderfully crafted and made. And you can see I've been using a lot of paint. They're they're little palettes that are like credit card size, maybe a little bit larger. Hit the magnet clip, and they're on there, and you're good to go wherever you are. And I have this is the mixing area. This mixing area, it's a little different. As you can see, it's got here as well as here. They each have different colors in them. But I also wanted to add my A Gallos to this kit. It's a nice plentiful pocket here. So I can add this on that, and look at this. Boom, there they are. There they are on that clip. So I can use those easily with my painting. So what I added to personalize this gorgeous kit, this is Art Toolkit. They're made in Port Townsend, Washington. Just check them out if you're looking for something to take on the go or just keep with you. Lately, I've been having so many different appointments for various and sundry reasons that I've just been taking this with me where I go. And pulling it out, and it works fabulous. These are my Levinson brushes from Tracy Levinson. This one's a beautiful silver fox. This one is a synthetic that he calls his itty bitty for small details. This is his medium size goat hair synthetic and actually has a beautiful, beautiful point. So you don't always, actually, there you go, you can see it there. You don't always have to go for that itty bitty, because this one holds its point and it holds the water. I do have a little rigger that I put in here from somebody. Not sure where that's from. Oh, that came with my Derwent paint pan set. Pencils came with the pencil. I added my just a normal sketching pencil, and this is the Derwent Graphitone. Turn it this way so you can see it. Light wash, water soluble. Can you read that? This is also nice for sketching, and if you don't really particularly care for watermarks or pencil marks, I mean, you can just, when you paint, it's going to disappear. I replaced their sketchbook with an Etchr. I love Etchr Sketchbooks, 100% cotton. And this is the medium brand. I mean, they have different sizes. I've done a lot of work in this. I think you saw this. This was at, I was waiting for my daughter while she was in the appointment, and I did this one while I was waiting. I did this one waiting in my doctor's office the other day, and then when I came home, I did another version, which is this one. And then today, to play with the A Gallos, I did just a little bit of a sketch here, and we're going to play with these paints. And I want to show you how they respond actually on paper. Now, this is 140 pound. No, actually, I apologize. This particular sketchbook is an A5 with the white cover. This is 120 pound cold press cotton, but it works beautifully. Works absolutely beautifully. And we are going to quickly, I'm going to get out my magnetic clip, and I'm going to put my basic colors right here, my basic 6. And for this playtime, I'm actually going to use a little mixing bowl here to mix my colors, because I want to play with them more than what's available in this lid. All right, let me wet this brush and get it clean. I'm using my Rosemary and Company synthetic sable that came with the Art Toolkit. I've got my bamboo tree-free towels that are like cloth. You can get them wet. You can put colors on them. You can re-wet them and rinse them out with a little bit of dish soap and dry them, and you can use them again. But today, we're just gonna play a little bit with my new colors and see how they do. Because, you know, you could look in the palette, you can swatch them, but you never really know how that's gonna go until you actually get in there and try it. So let me do a little puddle here of this transparent cerulean. I want it a little bit lighter. These paints are honey-based and handmade. They wet beautifully the first time. And I have pre-wet my page. It looks like I have a little bit too much water on there, but not to worry. I'm going to come back and fix that. As you know, the water will only go, or the paint will only go I'm sorry, I'm thinking. It'll follow the it'll follow the channel of water is what I'm trying to say. I start to think and then I can't talk at the same time. But you can always blot that up a little bit and use what we call a thirsty brush and just blot up that excess. And that's what I'm doing here. So I'm just taking it, going down this channel of water down here on the side. This is not an exercise in sketching by any stretch of the imagination, but I thought it might be fun just to try out these colors and see how they do, if I did. So I was thinking of the bright colors on this and thinking of when I have visited Europe and some of the houses are different colors. So that's what I was thinking. I already have my blue in there, but let me add some of this red. See how nicely these wet? I'm going to add that and look at that gorgeous, just a small amount, the beautiful purple that it has made for me. So I'm going to lay an initial color down here in these doorways with some of this purple. I'm finding that my purple makes a beautiful neutral mix when mixed with kind of put a dark shadow in here. This is not a tutorial, so if you paint differently than this, by all means do it any way you want to. I'm just filling in this sketch as I go, just so we can see how these paints play together. I'm finding that my purple and even a little bit of green or red makes a nice neutral. Let's bring this house down here a little bit, bring the sidewalk down. I am going to add another color to this, so just hang on. I'm just kind of darkening these doorways and shadows, and it will, you know, they always dry lighter than when you put it on. So I expect that to happen, and that's not a problem. I'm going to bring my little sidewalk down, further down here. Got some steps here. I've discovered in my own little journey, I used to sketch a lot. I mean, a lot, really a lot. I'm going to add some blue back to this. So I'm talking to you while I'm doing this. It's making a darker purple. I am going to add some yellow as well. And I know I just messed up that little color right here, but it's going to come straight up. Look at that, straight up. And I'm going to add that to my mixture. Make a little bit of green. Just going to kind of put that in here. It's across the street. It's like a little area where we can go and sit down and chill after we're finished painting. Or we could be sitting there painting the scene. Who knows what we're doing, huh? But it also gives me an opportunity to test the mixing colors. This mixes nicely together. Get some little darks here closer up. Like I said, this is not a tutorial on painting or even sketching, actually. I'm just playing real quick to see how my paints do. All right, so I'm gonna let my purple dry there. One thing I enjoyed when I was in Europe, and you see how my sky is lighter too, they do dry lighter, but they're highly pigmented. One thing I enjoyed when I was in Europe was the beautifully different colored houses. And this one here, I'm going to do a pink. Let's come down this way. The colors are so gorgeous, and when you're there, and that's one thing I really enjoyed in Europe, was seeing all the different colors in the houses. They're so fun. I think I might leave a window there. Already got my purple door. Just give a hint of some windows. Come on down. I'm actually not wanting to touch my wet paint that's already there because I really don't want it to run at this point in time into the other. It needs time to dry. So there's a little pink house. Let's do a yellow house. As you can see, these are so beautifully pigmented. The paint just like melts when you go to wet it. They're just beautiful, beautiful colors. Beautiful paints and pigments. This is A Gallo from Assisi, Italy. They sell once a month, generally the end of the month. Let's come down here. I'm not wanting to touch my other colors yet. Those are going to be some stairways, a stairway. This is going to be a little darker on this side. Oh, look, it did touch there, but I'll fix it later. So I'm going to come in with some of this Indian yellow, which is a little darker yellow. And there it goes. It's gonna run, but that's okay. I'm gonna let it run because I like soft edges. Let's give it a bit of a chimney or whatever. And this can be on the side of the building. The other side is just running naturally, and that is perfectly fine with me. I think it makes a nice, beautiful, soft edge coming down that side. So we're just going to go with that. I like it. Put a little bit more of this darker color here for the roof. Let's come in here with some ultramarine blue and see what that can do to give us a nice neutral. Nice. I like that too. Okay. I'm afraid this might be turning out to be a little bit longer than what I normally videotape, so I hope y'all are patient because I did want to show you this. Let's come down the side here as well now that this is dry a little bit. It's not going to hurt us with this neutral. Just going to give us some shape to our house. Kind of do the side of my brush a little bit. Show that it's a little darker over there on the back side. I like that. Okay. While I'm at it, let me do a little chimney here. Chimney or roof space, TV antenna, whatever you want it to be. That's going to go over here. So there we go. I am going to, down here, give this a little bit of a darken this up a little bit. Maybe some shadows in that window. And darken up my door. Let me darken up this door while I'm at it, since I have this pretty neutral going. These windows can get a little hit as well. I'm gonna leave a little bit of light there because some light coming through that window. And we can go on down the street here. Let's do another house. I don't want to make this super long. Let's do this house in this pretty orange. Actually, it says it's, I forgot the color it said it was. Woo, I like this. I think it said carmine red. Oh, this is such a gorgeous color. Gonna leave some white spots here. I'll have like a little roof piece there. Oh, I like this color. This is really pretty. This is the warmer red in this collection. Let's give the roof a little bit of a... Actually, I kind of like that uneven rooftop there. Can be on the side. I'm going to make that a little darker, so I'm going to add some... Got my red here. And I'm going to add some of my... Oh, I know, that looks like I just made a big mess. But I'm going to add some of my ultramarine blue. And this isn't really purple. It's more of a... more of a neutral. So this is something they've got propped up on their roof. My imaginary friends in Europe, will just give them a TV antenna, or I don't know what. I don't know what I'm giving them. Gonna come back. I didn't mean to make that mark, but we're just gonna live with it and let it go. And I'm gonna just bring it down, kind of a dry brush. Well, it's not dry, but there it is. Come up against the side here, lighten it up a little bit. And Kitty Cat's back. He can remove himself from the premises. All right, so you can see how this paint is working, and I really like it. I'm going a little bit lighter down here as we come to the street. I do like that carmine red. I'm going to add some more. I'm going to add a little more water to it, make it a little bit lighter for the actual house part. As we come down here. Now, if you know about water ratios, you'll know that I just put too much water in this. But I'm going to bring it down and just let it kind of work for me in some of these areas of shadow. So I'm just going to let the water do its thing and be part of the sidewalk. Let it run down because it's going to follow gravity. Ooh, I got a bloom here. I did not want that bloom, but I'm not drying as I'm going, so we're just going to have to live with that too. I'll bring this down, and I think I might give it a little bit of a window there. If I were taking my time with this, I could let that dry a little bit. I'm just going to let it go ahead and do what it wanted to do, and I'm just going to let it go for now. All right, I'm going to make more of a neutral. I'm going to use the colors I already have here in my pan that I have mixed. I've used, I think, just about every color in that. I'm going to add a little bit more blue because I want more of a neutral. See there? For my street. And that's the nice thing about having a set like this. You can, and I'm overlapping a little bit because I want it to look like there's a curb. You can mix those colors and have a nice variety of color. I'm going to dry brush some of this because I want the impression that my road is going that way. And there's probably like a portion there in the middle where the cars go and you see tire tracks. And I do put a park bench in here. I may go back if it's dry enough and add a park bench. Then I'm going to add some of this to my sidewalk as well. I have my purple and my other neutral that I created here. But I'm going to add some of this neutral that I just created and add that darker color to my sidewalk and the bottoms of my houses here. And maybe this door. This door could maybe use a little bit. And, you know, this is when you start looking and maybe fussing a little bit. So I don't want to fuss too much. Just give an impression, some impressions of dark and light. Come down this side a little bit now that it's dry a little bit. This is an imaginary scene. This is not from a photo reference. This is just me and my imagination. Just thinking about colors in Europe, and I'm just going to let that balloon do what it wants to do. And my cat is not coming back. She thinks she is, but she's not. Right here on the side of this building, I'm adding some blue to this red and green, so I'm getting more of a neutral. And what I had thought I might do right here, I don't know if it's going to work because this is still damp. I'm going to add a light post. Let that come down here. And yes, you may run. Go ahead. Run, run, run. Run, run, run. Okay. This obviously is a quick sketch, so we're not gonna have total perfection in one go here. My road, do some dry brush to get the impression of the road coming down. And then let me just gonna draw a little light there, light bulb. Come in here with some neutrals. See, now I'm starting to fuss a little bit. I just need to probably leave it alone. I kind of like this broken up a little bit on this roof, like it's not actually straight. I like that. Come back over here for this one a little bit, get some of the diagonal. This is just an idea. I just wanted to play with this and show you how they paint. And like I say, not necessarily a tutorial as much as just testing out our paints and playing with them, see what they do. And they just work beautifully. And I think I am going to come in here. This is dry, so I am going to add some blue with my other mixture here. It's kind of a dark color. I am going to try to add a little bit of a park bench sitting here. I'm not talking because I'm thinking. I know that's hard to believe that I'm thinking, but I am trying to think. Anyway, there's a little bit of a park bench. Let's give somebody a place to sit as they enjoy their little afternoon here in Europe, wherever it is. I'm not sure where it is, but we're going to have a good time while we're there, okay? I was in Germany and Denmark a few years ago, and I loved the different colors of the houses and the clothes on the line and just different things like that. Planters out front, and I could just go on, but I'm not going to. because this is just a quick little thing. I am going to come back though. I do want to do a little bit more in my grasses. Just a little squiggle wiggle. Some yellow here. And that's just, this is going to be a little darker underneath the bench. Still wet. So that's going to get a lot darker underneath there because I just messed that up. But anyway, you get my drift. Well, thank you for watching today. Follow your brush. I'm excited just to have been able to show you my new A Gallo paints, what they do, how they respond, the beautiful colors. And this is just the basic set, the basic 6. I didn't even get into these. These are the landscape and earth colors, and I'm sure they're absolutely gorgeous too. Let's take the tape off of this and see how this looks. It always looks so pretty when you take the tape off. Look at that. We are walking up the street here somewhere in Europe. Let me just give a little bit of an impression of some horizontal lines. I know now I'm thinking too much. Oh, look there. We could even put some steps going up the street. Couldn't we? Look there. We got some steps taking us up. We could do some cobblestones. Ooh, let me do that. There's a lot of cobblestones there. A lot of cobblestone streets. I'm just going to dab my leftover colors. And let's do just some cobblestones in the street. Okay, I know I'm getting carried away. I need to stop. Thank you all for watching. Follow your brush, like and subscribe if you want to follow me. And you can always join me over on my other page on Facebook on Follow Your Brush if you're an artist and interested in journeying with others that have the same desires. Probably messed that up, didn't I? Come back with just some water. Oh, I like that effect better. Okay. All right, now I'm going to say goodbye. I like that. Do some dry marks down there. Okay, have a good one, and thanks for watching. This is Pam with Follow Your Brush, featuring A Gallo and my Art Toolkit. Thanks. Have a great day. Bye.